Oh, hi there! Have you ever wondered how you can make easy backgrounds with water-based mediums? Well, in the next 4 episodes of Tips and Tricks for Beginner Colorists, I will show you how you can make easy backgrounds using Neocolor IIs, Derwent Inktons, watercolors and watercolor pencils. And in today's episode, we're going to work with the Neocolor IIs. My name is Katja, I'm CatColouring. A warm welcome to my channel and for another episode in this series, Tips and Tricks for Beginner Colorists. Let's get started. I have here Seasons by Hanna Karlzon, and I have already prepped this page, and this one, you perhaps saw on my little note there, is going to be colored with Neocolor IIs for the background. Now when you do water mediums, it's a very good idea to use them on pages that have a lot of background and not that much of a motif. Because this is Neocolor IIs, I do not use masking fluid for the motif itself. I will just pick out some Neocolor IIs and then I will begin with the background itself. So let's try with the Scarlet. And let's try to, I will just pop a piece of paper behind because it is quite important that when you work with water or watercolors or any kind of water, in coloring books you do protect the pages next to. You can also see I've put a washi tape here on the next page just to prevent any bleed through. So this is the Scarlet Neocolor, and these Neocolors, they are water-soluble crayons, and these are from the brand Caran. So they are a bit pricey, but they are also really nice to use. So some of the Scarlet. Then we take Vermilion, and it is really just a question of laying down some color. Of course, you can go with a very light layer if you only want a little color, but when you know me, I would really like to have some more color down on the page. And also down here. So if we say that this is the circle with the vermilion, then we can switch to the next color, and this is Flame Red, which is a weird name because this is of course an orange color, and certainly more orange than the vermilion. A sort of dark orange color. So let's just get some color down here on the page, and then we switch to a normal orange, which is really orange when you lay the color down with the crayon, but when you begin with the water, I do think it dissolves into something a bit more yellow-orange than just orange. Let's just put some of the orange out. On the other side of this sort of rose branch, or whatever it is. Okay, so that was the orange, and then we have 2 colors left. And this is the golden yellow. So now I do want quite a lot of yellow. So let's give it a good layer of the golden yellow. so we can get the golden yellow to sort of surround this beautiful rose that we have here. So you can see I sort of keep the circular motif when I do this background. I could also, you know, just have did a bouquet background or just one single color, but I do think that when you do backgrounds, you might as well just go all in. And for this one, I wanted to keep this spiral circular motif. So this was the yellow, just the normal yellow. So you can see now I have laid down all of the colors, and then we're going to activate them with water. Activating with water, you will need a water brush and some paper towel. And because this is fairly large areas, I have to use the water brush. I use a larger brush and a round brush, not a flat one. And then you just use the brush, and you can see the crayon dissolves quickly. And you get a nice layer for the background. And excess color you just wipe off. And then the next color was the vermilion. And here you will have to make sure that you, in the areas where you have the red and the vermilion next to each other, that you really blend it. You know, here it doesn't really matter because we have the branch and it separates the two colors, the vermilion from the flame red. So it's not really important to blend there. But it is here where we have this open area between the scarlet red and the vermilion, and also here where we have the vermilion and the flame red. So immediately before it really dries, I wipe my brush and I begin blending these two colors together. Or flame red, not orange, flame red and vermilion. And here the scarlet and the vermilion. And I take, you know, just one area at a time. So here we have the vermilion and I wipe it off. And then I immediately begin blending the orange into the vermilion, wipe my brush off and begin blending the orange into the flame red. So vermilion, flame red, orange. Here we have the same. First vermilion, then the flame red, and then orange. Here we just have the flame red, and we have orange. And it is important to work fairly quickly to sort of blend these colors together before, you know, we have a very clear line between the different colors. Flame red, dab the pencil off, and orange, and blend it into each other while it's wet. Again, flame red. Wipe it off, and then orange. We activate it and we begin blending, so the edges are not very sharp and lined. Again, flame red and orange. And you can see the orange really is a more golden yellowed orange than a complete orange. Here we have the vermilion. And we wipe the brush off and we activate the flame red, and then we begin blending the colors into each other and remove some of the excess color. And yet again with the vermilion, and activate the flame red. So you can see fairly quickly we can make a very beautiful background here. So I will just do the rest and I will put some music on. So in some places you may think that the color is a bit too weak. Then get some color in your water brush, pull some of the color from the crayon and add another layer. So I do want the vermilion to be a little bit stronger here, and I think that especially down here it got too, well, I think it was perhaps a bit too much water. So the color isn't as strong as I really wanted it to be. So you just add a bit more of the color. And make sure that you still, blend it in to the flame red. Also a couple of places where I think that the flame red perhaps got a little bit too weak. So we mix it here and blend also here. And here, I think that we had a little too much water, or perhaps a little, or too little color. And then wipe your brush, wash it off, and then remember to blend the colors together. I do think that we need a little bit more orange up here, because now the orange is almost gone. So you can also add this when you want to blend and you think, oh, one of the colors is a bit too strong compared to the other. Then add and blend. I think it was also perhaps watered a bit too much down here. So then you can just add. also out here. And I hope that you noticed I'm using circular motions with the water brush, just as I would if I used a coloring pencil. This is, of course, to make it easier to blend together and also prevent too much lines. So we will just add a little bit of the golden yellow to blend the colors a little bit more together here. So circular motions really helps with the blend, and also with getting the color more even on the page. Thank you so much for watching this episode in Tips and Tricks for Beginner Colorists. Please give this video a like, a thumbs up, really helps my channel, and be on the lookout for more episodes about easy backgrounds with water-based mediums. Until I see you in the next video, have a lovely day. Take care of yourself. Happy coloring. Bye.